shit.
Welcome to an Or to Know Better podcast. How's it going, boys?
Oh, you shit house.
I was just halfway through scalding my youngest then as well.
Yeah. You're lucky I didn't start it earlier.
She's back to school tomorrow, so she's just taking the piss a little bit, shall we say.
Yeah, the joys of parenthood, hey? So we're season 4, episode 6 tonight, and we'll get into it in a little bit after this intro.
Hi, this is Don Matteo, and then you are listening to the Or to Know Better podcast. Let's do this.
You look like fucking Brolin, you're a Leeds eating bastard.
Look like some sort of fucking weird floating head. No.
He's a utensil player a bit, innit?
I mean, I feel a bit right, dickhead.
Nothing spectacular, really.
Can we need to take that nothing spectacular off, man, because
I think it's a bad omen.
it's not, nothing has been spectacular since that last bit was put in.
I disagree, actually. Ipswich was all right. That was pretty spectacular.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, like.
Stop being so patient, Carl.
Hey,
Plenty of time.
Patient. It's all right. What?
Pay him off. Just pay a tax, pay him off. I was laughing at you. I wasn't mocking you live on air, Carl. I'd never do that.
Fucking hate mops me and all.
Oh man,
Bastard.
No, like you wouldn't believe anything that flies like that. Like, flutters and drops pixie dust on you. Tell you what, at Lou's wedding, you know, we laid outside. It was like round this big, like a big lake, I
40-foot
suppose.
cock and balls. Right.
No, it was a massive lake, and I was laid round the lake, hungover as fuck.
Oh, it's landed him in brew.
Is it?
Bastard.
Get it. Show it. Let's see how big it is.
No, fucked it off. It's wet.
And yeah, basically, you know what wildlife's like around lakes and that, don't you? So I was laid down on my back, and I was just nodding off, hungover as you can believe. And this fucking giant dragonfly that looked like an helicopter landed on my knee. Well, you've never seen somebody screams, and people look at me and you think, I shouldn't really be screaming at that, should I? But I fucking did. I got up, I was going, and flapping my hands and everything, running away from it.
Are you a bit of a girly girl when it comes to those things, are you?
Of course he is. It's like
Just
friggin'
stuff
Lou
like
Spence,
that.
isn't
Just
Oh,
stuff like
man.
that. It's not. It's spiders and that I can deal with. I've got a snake. It's not. I know it's a family show, but we won't go into my snake. But it's just stuff that flies, really. And my nana's giving me that phobia, I think, because when I was a kid, she was. Yeah, we've all seen your teddy, Tony. Yeah, we can see it. Clear off. Go on your bike. Oh God.
If you're listening to this on Spotify, Luke's having a teddy time.
But yeah, anything that flies, basically. My nana passed the phobia on to me, so I shoot myself. Wasps are another bad one as well. I have to punch a wasp if I see a wasp.
Wasps are just little winged bastards, aren't they? Best thing you can have around a wasp is a chuffing badminton racket. They're ace. Cut them in half. Mint.
Man, my brother got this electric racket online. Absolutely minces them. It's great.
Yeah.
But anyway.
It's ace, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a football podcast. How's it going, lads?
It's a football show.
It is a football show.
Yeah, we've managed to cover creepy crawlies and tennis rackets so far, and we're already 4 minutes in. I bet they'll love watching this.
Well, like we've had a culinary corner there where we tore apart the American gravy and biscuits one time. So
don't even bloody start
you know.
again.
Look, your girlish scream just scared the shit out of the dog. Luke Attenborough, I think not. Nah, absolutely not. I love animals, but it's just the flying bastards.
Yeah, you know that cockroaches can fly, yeah. So
yeah, mate. I lived in Tenerife for 6 months, and I was on a bottom floor. And I don't know if you've ever been out there with the cockroaches out there, and I just used to act like hide under a quilt and that from them, like just because.
Like VW Beetles, they are out there, aren't they?
First
you
time
swat one of them, they come back.
They've had a few pints. Come up for a scrap. Bastard. Whoa, jeez!
Like going to Millwall away.
Oh God. Anyway, we'll get on with the pod a little bit. We might do a little bit more insect chat later on. If you know the comments think we should. We'll get off with the predictions first. So it wasn't really a successful week for many, really, was it? Let's be honest.
In fact, I don't think it was successful for anyone, was it?
Well, the only one that came away with anything was yourself, Luke. You got a point, and Jay got -3.
I didn't
You
get
got
a point.
No one got any points this week.
It was last week I got a point.
No, this
Ipswich.
is today's updated league now.
But it's because we haven't had a league all season, basically. But I got a point for getting Ipswich game ish right.
Right, okay, fair one.
But I was miles off this week. I think I said 6-2 Leeds, in fact, this week.
Did you?
Fucking living.
Yeah,
6-2 Leeds, yeah.
Wow, I think I went 3-1 or something, but yeah, so we were like, Samsonite way off there, man. So that's that.
Any rat chat? Any rat chat tonight?
And a few rats floating around, aren't there, bastard?
Yeah, there might be some rat chat later.
Stare at a rat.
Yeah.
What do you make of him?
Well, we'll get into that in a little bit.
No, because I'm really angry.
Yeah.
Well, I think we all are. But
Get angry and
we'll get that. We can either cover it later or we go into fucking Auto bit at the end.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
I definitely need to cover it.
Let's have a chat about our first clean sheet since February.
Yeah.
That was all right, wasn't it?
Well, I've already kind of covered it, to be honest. I went on BNC with me and Gilly on Sunday morning, bright and early. What bloody bright and early? No, I wouldn't be thought frigging worm there, mate. Chuffing early, bird. What did you boys make of it? What did you think of it?
Luke, I'll fire it over to you.
So they're the worst team I've ever seen. Putting it bluntly, Chef Wednesday, they were fucking awful. Every time that we got in their half, Barry Bannon or whoever had the foot on the ball literally just launched upfield. They're just hitting up. They're fucking terrible. And the fact that we couldn't break them down with the front four that we had concerns me a little bit. Now, I know they've not had time, and I appreciate that, but they're fucking dog shit. They're really, really bad. They will go down again this year without a shadow of a doubt.
They will if they don't book their ideas up, were they?
Yeah, calling it.
They can't chuff and play like that all season. No, unfortunately, I've got a couple of Sheffield Wednesday friends, and I said to him after Brad and Coke actually Sunday afternoon, I messaged him and I said, "There's no way you can go throughout a whole season playing like that. Little Barry the ball, Bannon in the middle of the park, just smashing balls, and I mean literally teeing him up and smashing balls all over the place. It's like something you saw at Sunday." That's what I mean. It's like exactly Sunday League stuff. You watch kids, and even they play better football than that. That were horrendous, wasn't it? Really awful.
That's the kind of football you try and coach out of young kids, like.
Yeah.
I've seen kids play better footballs and better style of football, and they just didn't want to know. They didn't want to try. They didn't come at us. But when they did, they had a bit of success. They probably did it 2 or 3 times in the second half, and look, they were pretty close to scoring when they actually tried playing a bit of football. But they were just on the back foot, and there's going to be a lot of that this season. I think we need it's something that Farker needs to. And look, I agree with what Smarty said the other day. It was very reminiscent of Bielsa days when teams used to come and try and put a low block. We'd struggle because we'd just run out of ideas. We could have 33 shots like we did at Salford, and we still couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. Look, we still got promoted that season, but ultimately we struggled more against sides who used to play 5, 6, 7 at the back, and teams who'd come and have a go. Your West Broms and that we'd put them away. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, and there's going to be a lot more of that, and it's something I'm sure Farker and this. I think this international break has come at a welcome time and a suitable time for us. We've not had a great start to the season, albeit we've only lost once, but yeah, you can see there's a lot of work to be done. We've got the class, we've got the ability, we've got the players. I just think this break will come welcome, and I don't know how many we've got out on international duty, but I'm hoping the main core of the squad stay back and put a lot of work in terms of attacking formulas and different ideas and things. Because look, very, very young side. That front four, the oldest player's 24 years old in Joel Pirro. Do you know what I mean? They're a very, very young front four, very inexperienced front four. But they'll let the leash off and they'll score for fun, I think, this year. And it wouldn't surprise me if we go on a decent run after this international break when they've had a bit of time together.
Yeah. I think there's 5 senior players, and I think, gone with their internationals, and then 2 with under 21s, as far as I'm aware. So
who's that then? If we can
Charlie
work out, obviously,
Cresswell
Archie
gone to
Gray,
the
Charlie
under
Cresswell
21s.
have gone out with youths.
Yeah.
No, they haven't.
Willie
then
Nonto's gone
Archie
to the
Gray,
seniors.
they've pulled
Archie
Gray,
Gray
haven't they?
now. Sorry, yeah.
How have they?
Yeah, he's not
So
on.
Willie
yeah,
Nonto. Who else
Yeah.
have we got then?
Kamara,
Going out with
the 2 Wales
Glenn
lads.
Kamara. Yeah.
And
Welsh lads.
you've the Bulgarian lad is gone. He's only just signed and he's gone as well. So that's 5. Like.
Okay.
But he's
So we have
still
got.
he's still got the
we've-
core. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
We've still got Pirro, Ruta, Somerville, Ampadu. Oh no, Ampadu's not here. So we
Ampadu's
haven't really
gone.
got. Yeah, but I mean, in terms of that, going back to the game, I didn't think we were that bad, other than the final third, and we played some all right stuff. We controlled the game from start to finish. You know, they had a couple of chances, but other than that, they never really threatened us. They were absolutely buzzing with a point, and that tells a story in itself, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like, I thought we played quite well, like you were saying, and I feel that it was the lack of finishing ability that saw us draw that game rather than the lack of good chances. Like, Rutter should have lobbed the keeper. He was put clean through by Ampadu, and it was like the ball, like his first touch. Like, I was watching it back there today, and his first touch is sublime to get it out and just in his stride and everything, and then to just not do anything. Like, you know, that those kinds of things are what let us down. Not the style of play, and I don't think the low block, we can kind of look and use that as a reason as to why we didn't. It's part of the reason, but I don't think we should use it as the main reason. It was down to some poor finishing, good opportunities, but poor finishing for me. Like,
It's about taking risks as well, isn't it? Though, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you watch. I mean, we're always going to compare stuff, especially with Fark now. You know, we're going to compare little elements of it to Bielsa's Leeds, but Bielsa's teams did take a lot of risks, and without risk, there's no reward. And yes, it worked sometimes, and then no, it didn't work others. But that's why it was so entertaining. That's why we were also enthralled by it all, because it was so very so risky. The way we played was so risky. It was very swashbuckling, as a lot of people called it. And I just think it could swashbuckling football. I just think it, I mean, we're at the very start of the season. They haven't had enough time to establish who the best 11 is yet, I don't think, although I think we're pretty near. But we'll probably get onto that later on. But, now that this, like you said already, Luke, this international break's coming up, it's a fucking brilliant chance for Fark to implement his style and get the lads established within that style, and for them to crack on and get to know them as well. Because, like I said, there's been 4 or 5 additions to the squad in the last couple of weeks. The guys are obviously don't really, they haven't bought into that Fark's, mentality and how his style of play affects. So, there's plenty of time. I just think we need to be more patient, and I think the vast majority of us are. You're always going to get some moaning bastards on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it now. Oh, we should be doing this and Rutter's shit and blah, 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 blah. I
had one of them behind me at game. Literally one of them dickheads behind me. Literally, I had to tell him to shut the fuck up because I was losing it, because literally every single thing that went wrong, it was fucking negative and patronising and just fucking me off, basically, to put it short. And like you just think like that game was, one positive to take out of it was we looked really fit. We looked fit,
we did,
and which was good. We controlled. There was not many loose passes. We controlled the game pretty well. Yeah. We just seemed to run out of ideas in that final third. The other point, just on what you said there, Smart, was this slander of Rutter all of a sudden, who was man of the match the week before. Like, do you know what I mean? These fickle football fans that he missed he missed a glaring chance. It should have been 1-0, and any good striker would have buried that. If you'd have put Joel Pirro in that position, it'd have been 1-0 Leeds. But look, you miss a chance like that. That does not mean he's had a bad game. It doesn't mean he had a poor performance. He did everything else during the rest of his season well. Either. No, absolutely not. Yeah. Absolutely not.
So, you got to take the punches, aren't you? But like I say, apart from a couple of hiccups and maybe a little bit, it can be a little bit frustrating watching us, have that much possession and not really doing anything with it and not having much end product at the end of it. But it will come. It will. Give it time. The lads are still getting used to each other. They're learning how each other plays. Rutter needs more game time, like we just said. It will come. I've absolutely no qualms about that.
I think so as well, and you can see the work that's been done on the training ground by the way we're playing now. We're starting to dominate teams for longer periods of time, where even though the ball's turned over, we get it back and we start again, and it's kind of quick, get up the field. But there's like the Yank tried that as well, but there was no cohesion or anything like that between the players. There was just get it up there as quick as you can, get it into the middle, and hope for the best. Whereas now you can see it's get it up forward quicker, but there is a plan of action to go with that press when we're actually on the ball and getting forward quick. You know what I mean? And I think, like you were saying there, I genuinely think that Rutter will come good, and that the chances are there. We're getting the chances. It's just we need to start finishing them. That's the only thing. And I don't know what his thinking. It was made obvious there. He said he played Pyro in the 10 because he wanted him to arrive late in the box, but there was no cutbacks really, like for him to be arriving late in the box. And I think, like you said there, put Pyro up front and he scores that lob, bits and pieces like that. So I think it's going all right, and I do feel that that will definitely come good, and I'm kind of happy with the way it's going at the moment. I didn't think it would probably go this well in terms of, we scored 4 goals last week. We didn't score this week, but we looked solid and we kept a clean sheet regardless of the jammy old tactics that they tried to employ with the long balls and just shithousing basically.
Yeah, I think if you'd have told me we'd have been on 5 points now at the start of the season after the games we've had, I'd have been disappointed. But because of the style of football that I've seen and the shift in the philosophy and the way things are transitioning through from defence to attack and the way we're controlling games, I'm not that concerned. I'm a little bit concerned that front four with the quality we had couldn't break down Sheff Wednesday and get a goal. Yes. However, I'm not devout of any confidence at the moment. We look like a good team, and we don't look like we're going to be struggling or anything like that. And then you've got to look at the other team's performances. Leicester getting beat, Southampton getting spanked by Sunderland, and that. It is a funny league. We know what this league's about, don't we? We're in it for fucking 13 years, or 14 years, 16. Or whatever it was. But no, we were out of the Prem for 16. We were 2 years in League One, weren't we?
Oh, excuse me, yeah.
So yeah, we know what it's all about, this championship, and look, it's been said in the comments a couple of times up above. If anybody was to ask you what the championship was like, you'd show them that game probably. It's a great example of what to expect in the championship. And there will be teams there's going to be other teams like that play that similar style against us, and it's up to us then it's up to the coaching staff to develop ways of breaking that down ultimately and getting goals, but. I don't think Farke got a lot wrong with that game, other than probably swapping Pirro and Rutt around a bit more often, and letting Pirro run into the back line and getting some attacking positions because he's natural, isn't he? Yeah. Rutter's not a natural 9.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, I was thinking that if he rotated them every few minutes to kind of
he did it at Ipswich.
Yeah, you could see it at Ipswich, but you kind of want it where they're doing it more frequently than they would be allowed, perhaps, because it gives the centre-back something to think about, because they're like, right, who's dropping deep now? But they're both kind of deep, but which one's going to be the one that's going to be arriving late and this and that? And it gives their centre-backs a problem if it is something like that. I even think with the likes of Somerville and Nanto, swapping over and back between the 10 and the left wing or the 10 and the right, just like when we saw Willie playing a few games where he starts to drift inside and play in that kind of similar role, he's got a range of passing and he can't find that pass. So why not give them the opportunity to kind of open up a little bit like that? You don't know what will come of it. But again, like you were saying there, I didn't particularly like that he played him in that deeper role, to be fair. But
one of the positive from the game was certainly Jed Spence when he came on, I felt, as well.
Yeah, very good.
Look, Luke Ayling has been a fantastic servant to this club, and there's no doubting that he puts his body on the line, his side before self, and he's very much Leeds United and he gets it, but it's quite obvious and apparent that his footballing ability is not to the level of Jed Spence and other alternatives. Even Jamie Shackleton, who played there the other week, was more impressive, I feel. So he's lost a yard of pace. His positioning's a little bit out, I think. So yeah, I think Jed Spence will be a welcome addition to the squad when he implements himself into the starting lineup, which I'm sure will be after this international break. Then you've got the question as to who captains the team. I know the sexy pirate's been taking that armband when nobody else has been on, but do we think he's the right man for the role?
I was going to actually ask that question to you both. If Ayling does come out of the team, who's the senior leader in that team then, and who do you give the armband to? Because I saw today that our average age in our squad is 24.6 or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So
Second youngest in the championship, I think it is. It was, and take Ayling out of that, and becomes the youngest.
Yeah. So you're kind of looking for a leader on the pitch, and although Pascal has been there now for a while,
That's me.
Bless you. He's been there for a while, and he'd probably be the longest serving player there, apart from Melia. But like he's still only 22. Like,
yeah, I seen Smarty comment about this actually. I know I'm not sure how I felt about it, because I think Smarty suggested. I think we were chatting in the group actually. Suggested Rodon. Now I think he's probably got the attributes to be a great captain. However, I don't know how I feel about a lone player skipper in the side.
That's the other thing as well. Like, who?
I didn't say no. It wasn't me who said Rodon. I said. Who did I say? I think I will go into leaning more towards Strike as well, to be honest, because obviously he's appeared as captain in the cup games that we featured. Well, briefly, should I say? I think I'd be leaning more towards Strike. I've not really seen anything from Rodon that would necessarily make him a candidate for it, or perhaps maybe Ampadu. Ampadu, maybe, I don't know, like I said, but there's no one there that really screams captain out there to me. Yeah. It's a tricky one. And I've had a few arguments this over the couple, discussions over the last few days with numerous people saying that, I don't personally see, as much as I want to, let me just put it out there, I would love Jed Spence to come in straight away for Luke Ayling. I think it'd be the right decision. However, to caveat that, we've got no natural leaders, or as far as I can see, in that team that would take up the captaincy, and it's technically would be vacant if Luke Ayling would go, which is why I can see Jed Spence being maybe more of a phased introduction to the team rather than a straight swap for now. I also did go on to say that there's a good chance that Cooper and or Bamford may feature as captains whenever they came on the field in whatever form or whatever that might be. Who knows what's going forward. It's a tricky one, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I mean, Liam Cooper is obviously still the club captain, isn't he? But he doesn't get back in this side this season for me. While Esteva Strike and Rodon are fit, he won't be playing apart. But having said that, I don't think if Jed Spence stays fit, I don't think Luke Ayling features this season. So I just don't know how we. Preferably for me, it's always been somebody central, either a midfielder or a centre back, somebody who can see the majority of the game and sees all over the pitch. Never been keen on it being a fullback or a striker or even a goalkeeper for some reason. Obviously, some of them are. Some goalkeepers have been really well, Casillas and everybody else. But yeah, I think you'd have to give it to the sexy pirate, wouldn't you? Because he hasn't been bad at captain when he's been given the job. I just don't know if he's a little bit too young and a little bit inexperienced to actually go up to have a proper word with the referee. Whereas Cooper was always in the ref's ear. Ayling, even to a degree, is always in the ref's ear. Who would you then? Who is this dickhead in chat?
I don't know. I'm having to remove him quite a lot of arseholes.
Fucking sad act. Anyway, yeah. So I mean, what I'll put a poll up quickly while you continue discussing that as to a poll, not a Mateus click, an actual poll.
Poll. Right. Yeah.
I mean, we call them polls, but whatever.
Poll.
Okay.
It's all right.
Do you know what it is, right? Can I just stop you? How would you describe Luke? Would you say bold, or bald?
Bald.
Because some people say bold, and I'm like,
bold.
Isn't that fucking fabric softener that you use? Bold.
What, you're
Bit
bald?
weird, isn't it?
You're bald.
Bald. I would say bald, but people say bold, and I'm like, what the fuck are you on about bold? Anyway,
It's like,
sorry for that random outburst. Please carry on.
That's fine.
that's okay. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so we don't know who's going to get the captaincy. It's probably going to be... You'll probably give it to Somerville, known anything like that. Just random, you know. But I'm not... But I'm happy with how it's going. Yeah, he's a fucking bellend, that guy. Who's he?
How'd you been that bored?
I know, yeah.
Have we pissed, I mean, I've pissed a lot of people off this week. You know, there could be a way of getting back at us. You know, Luke's same. Luke does it as well.
Yeah, just pushing buttons
all
all.
these dickheads.
Get that
Pushing
slander
all
out
buttons.
to your mouth.
Yeah. I push people's buttons. You know, that lift scene in Elf when he just goes like that, all down up buttons like that. That is me on a daily basis. I was literally put on this planet to piss people right off.
You're doing a good job by the looks of it, like, so
Yeah.
carry on. Right, lads, so shall we move on?
Actually, I'll think of a name that hasn't been mentioned who might not be a bad shout for a skipper if he's fit.
Who?
Sam Byram. Plenty of experience.
I never thought of that. I forgot he was even there.
He's always injured, mate. He's already injured.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, Paul's up now anyway.
All right, sound. Go and vote then. Nice
Get on
one.
Paul, chaps.
Um,
And chapettes.
we're going to go on to another bit now, and it's basically just a load of pictures. Bald.
Oh, sorry.
What the fuck?
Bald.
Huh?
Right, so yeah, what's this part? Do you want me to get the pictures up, Carl?
I've got them here, man. It's cool.
He's
So,
been cross-checked and all that sort of thing.
oh yeah. There's no censoring
Good,
needed
legit.
on any
Okay.
of these. It's
Well,
fine.
just before you do, let me just fly through a few of these comments, Carl. That
Absolutely.
relative to that first part.
Absolutely, man.
Nobody was more passed off than Rutter. I think it means pissed off. Than Rutter himself. Looked devastated at the end of the game upon missing that shot. Skip says Shaxx and Nonto linked up well. Linking up looks to be coming on nicely. I thought it did, but the only problem I had with two right footers on that left wing was they were very, very easy to read. It was obvious they were going to be cutting back.
Yeah, and cutting in middle as well. Shaq does that naturally. I think he drifts into middle at part, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Rutter is still very young. Are we expected too much from him because of the fee we paid for him? I think so. I think with great weight with great responsibility. No.
With great power.
Great
comes
expectation comes
responsibility.
great responsibility or something like
It's a new
that.
version. It's OKB's version of it.
But yeah, I think the price tag on his head is the expectation is that we're going to have a player that's worth.
We did with
35
Rodrigo
million
a little
pounds.
bit to some degree as
Yeah,
well, didn't we?
and he didn't play well for the first year.
So,
Glenn says, I have my doubt about Rutter's ability, but we have to keep playing him. He needs to keep getting picked and keep our fingers crossed. I don't think we need to cross his fingers. I think it's just a case of when with him. I think he's clearly class.
Yeah.
he's clearly got ability. I mean, anyone that says otherwise, you know, again, I've said this comment a few times. You've clearly stuck your eyeballs up your arsehole. I mean, clearly. I mean, he can't go from being one of the man of the match from last week to be an absolute dross this week. I mean, it just doesn't happen, does it?
Exactly. Yeah. I think Jay's on about Farker here, but he said the situation he's had to manage through, it could be argued it's amazing we've got any points at all. Look, it has been a bit of a mental summer for us, hasn't it?
Yeah.
New takeovers, you know, not having money, having money, players coming for medicals and then going the other way and whatever else. So yeah, look, I don't think we can take anything away from Farker and the job he's done so far. Johnny Brown, Rutter's best position is on the right of the three. I think that's where he played the majority of his games at Hoffenheim, innit? As a right winger. Which I wouldn't be against him playing there and playing Somerville central and Nonto on the other wing and playing Pirro in his natural position.
Yeah.
Is he left-footed, Rutter?
He's left-footed.
Is he left-footed? So it makes sense for him to cut in on his left, doesn't it? I suppose.
Yeah, he got goal of the season for Hoffenheim after he'd already left, didn't he?
I was just going to say that, yeah. It showed in his compilation. It was an
Peggy.
absolute banger, like.
Yeah.
Peggy Sue.
Paul Brennan, welcome, Paul. Always here. I think we're in good hands with Daniel Farker. He'll get his points across, so bodes well for the season. Feeling positive. It's the best I've felt about Leeds since Mr. Bielsa first arrived.
I think that's
Taken from Paul.
that's fairly spot on there. I'm feeling a little bit more positive about things since he has arrived, to be fair.
Coleslaw and toast. Hello again, mate. Rutter had some good moments in the game, winning balls back and showing his strength on occasion. Maybe swap him and Pirro's position over. Yeah, sort of covered that. Skip said, do we think Ayling would have got back in time like Spence did with us? Absolutely not. Ayling would have still been in the other half.
Yeah, it would have been. You'd have heard the biggest sigh in the frigging world. It would Ayling.
And then he'd have been bollocking somebody else.
But the thing is, what I will say is that Spence was very, very fortunate that he happened to trip up and block that shot, by the way. I don't know if any of you saw it.
He got back.
No, actually, and he made the initial tackle, which is fair play. But after making that initial tackle, he then proceeded to fall over and make the block straight afterwards. And block
the shot,
which is fucking brilliant. But you know,
but also, who else was with him? Was it Rodon or Strike who both
Rodon, I think.
I think it was Rodon. Yeah. And then Nige, very quick question: does the captain matter as long as they're all doing what Farker wants? I think the Farker's really important in football.
The Farker, not the captain.
The captain.
They're both as equally important as each other, probably.
Yeah. I meant captain. I've played with some shit captains, but I've played with some really, really good captains, and it does make a difference.
Yeah. Your captain doesn't always have to be the best player on the field.
Never. No, it very rarely is, in fact.
I had yet more conversations on the social media platform that is X, or formerly Twitter, saying that ability matters more than experience. Someone said to me, and I fucking nearly fell off my chair laughing. I thought that's where a lot of the fan base's heads at. It doesn't matter, you know, your experience in your old head and you that sort of that thing that you get with Ayling. As much as I agree with the majority of people that we should be playing Jed Spence, he's not been brought here to sit on the bench. However, you can't beat experience. I'm sorry, you can't buy experience. So not always will ability. For me personally, it's not over experience at all.
That's why I thought Adams would make a good captain. He's got fucking zero ability and a bit of experience.
Bit of a stab there.
Well, he fucked off as well, didn't he? So, you know,
it was a good. It was a good player. Was Adams? I had
somebody
said somebody tweeted something about the other day about Bournemouth taking Iraola, Aarons, Sinisterra, and Adams, and I went, actually, we've got Farker, Jed Spence, Ampadu, and
Rodon.
Was it Rodon? I can't remember. Somebody else, and I'd say, well, I'd actually say thank you to him because they've done us a bit of a favour because we've got players that want to be here and are equally as good for in my eyes. So fuck them.
Absolutely.
I said the same thing about Rasmus Christensen the other day when I saw that obviously he'd been shunned from Roma's or potentially not travelling with Roma this season. I said it's quite ironic that the guy actually paid for his own plane ticket over for his medical. Was quite obviously, you know, he was quite comfortable and well thought of in his own ability, enough to think that he was too good for the Championship, and yet here we are. He can't get a frigging game, and the players that we've probably got in the team now are all probably definitely in Jed Spence's. Yeah, they're all better than him anyway. So we have to thank Rasmus Christian, the little fairy Viking, because without him pissing off and think he were too good for us, we wouldn't have got these players in to replace him. So
bit above his station, huh?
Very much.
I tell you what, though,
I bet he's a shit.
He's probably the worst Viking since Gilius Thunderhead, aka Jay Carter.
Yeah. Jesus, poor old Jay.
Yeah, but his breath stinks.
Yeah. Have we any more comments there that you want to read out, Luke, or is that it?
No, all done, mate. All caught up. Well, I'll start doing a few more as we go through. Oh, actually, Shelley Johnson suggested that Ampadu for captain and Cresswell as vice captain when he's playing. Not a bad shout. He would captained. Did he? No, he didn't captain England. He captained the under-21s, though, didn't he?
Yeah, under-23s when they won the league. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not bad shouts either. Fair play, Shelley. Yeah.
Evening.
So what we'll do is we'll move on to the old evening top banana to the loan watch. So we've got a couple of pictures here, and we'll have a chat and see yay or nay.
This isn't loan watch, Carl. This is free agents.
Yeah, free agents, isn't it?
Always the professional, Carl. Well done for sticking in for Gilly. This wouldn't have happened if Gilly were here, I'm telling you.
Oh, give me a break, man, will you? It's been a long day. Right, so loan watch. Yeah.
Bring it back.
So, so we know about Rasmus. He's been a complete shithouse. He's not doing anything good enough to stay in a Roma squad playing in Europe. Anyone heard anything regarding Koch and his exploits? We know Aronson got sent off last week, so nothing major.
I heard a rumour other week. It might have been him or Llorente. Didn't one of them take out the keeper and score an own goal, or which led to an own goal, or something like that?
That was Koch. Yeah, yeah. He challenged his own keeper. So
we're going to be skint when they come back, because they're all shit.
I know.
We're not going to be able to. I know. Do you know?
I know.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
I was like, your sexy. Was that your telephone voice?
Hello.
Hello, darling. I know.
Hello. Yeah. Yeah, no, we're going to be absolutely skint when they all come back because we spent this money on these players. They've gone out for loan on a season. People are going to realise how shit they are, and we're not going to be able to flog them. So they're going to be just literally.
It's going to cost us money to get rid of them, isn't it?
They're going to be the new Wassing boys of Leeds United and just sit there and rot and don't play.
Well, Koch
I
is
think
in the final season of a year of his contract, isn't he?
Koch is, yeah.
And I think Llorente might only have a year left on his after this season anyway.
24, is it him, or 25? He signed a new deal in December, didn't he? With a 2-year extension.
Yeah, because to put that fucking clause in, wasn't it? Fucking or to fucking work his magic again.
Yeah, but now that we see through all that, like, it was mad. We were all like, oh yeah, they're signing long-term contracts. This is good. And it's like, nah, we just wrote in a relegation clause into the contracts. It's like, fuck.
Just seeing Andy or Leeds Out Weird just put in the comments Aronson's suspended. Did you see his red card?
Yeah. Soft as red card.
Just bollocks. It's funny, but, poor guy. What am I saying? No, not
what are you
guy.
talking about, man?
Fuck him. But, yeah, I thought, that's a bit of a shit way to go, to be sent off. You'd want to go through someone, wouldn't you, rather than just kick a ball away. But,
look, it's the softest red card for the softest player I've seen play at Ellen Road. That's essentially that. I had this question earlier on as well. So I was chatting to someone and they were asking what the crack was, and this is basically it. They were saying that we could potentially be getting. It's all right.
My bad.
And someone's feedback there, is there?
Might be me. Hold on.
Hello? Yeah, it's gone now.
Hello.
How are you? They were saying that we could be in a shit show come January because Rasmus could be sent back, but there's it's a season-long loan. There's no option for them to terminate it in January, which is a good thing, thankfully. So Jay's here as well. Have the US men... Hold on, was it? Have the US men's national team Twitter lot started on the German officials yet? I genuinely couldn't give a shite about them now, if I'm being perfectly honest with you.
Just on Rasmus.
The Americans that we have in here, sweet. The ones that we're not sorry to miss. Assholes.
Just on Rasmus, just very, very quickly.
Yeah.
He actually played all right for us at centre-back.
He only played 3 games there, man. I wouldn't call that playing all right, like.
Well, it did better than fucking the centre-backs we had.
Yeah, but who are you comparing them to? Like, they were all shite. They were all shit. So you can't really compare. It's like, I don't know. Anyway.
I think the only player that seems to be doing any kind of justice to himself is Mark Rocker. Apparently he's having quite a decent season at Real Betis. But it just goes to show, I never really doubted Mark Rocker's ability as a player. I just think that the players around him and the style of play that we were playing were just shit and didn't do him any justice.
There was.
There is. Go on, mate. Sorry.
Sorry, man. Sorry. I didn't. Go on.
No, I was just saying there's a little bit of a delay there between me and you, I think. I think, overall, when you look at the players that we've got out on loan, there are a few that, potentially I was a little bit disappointed to leave. Mark Rocker was one of them. I know this won't go well with everyone, but I thought Brendan Aronson, given a chance, may have done well in the Championship because he's clearly got ability. I think the whole end product thing just needed, training out of him. And I think someone like Farker, with that kind of, the mentality and the culture that he brings along with, his training style, I think he might have got that out of him. I think he might have got more out of Brendan Aronson than an Allardyce or a frigging Marsh or, whoever else got their hands on him. It's a shame, and he'll never play for us again. None of them will. Anyone that's gone out on loan, none of them will play for us again. No chance.
And we're not going to recoup half the money that we paid for them either. Like, so we're kind of cutting our losses with them now at this stage, I'd imagine.
That's
Harrison
a fair point from Andy again.
No, I disagree. Harrison was the first one to jump ship. Don't forget. Apart from the foreigners.
He was one of the
Well,
last.
he wasn't one of the last, was he? It was the first. It was the first one before
was
Nonto,
one
and
of the
everybody
last.
else tried fucking handing the things in.
Yeah, but like towards back end at transfer.
Only 'cause he was
went
injured.
in the last. He went in the last. So in the obviously there was the break point where any sort of loan release clauses that could be filed or however the friggin' hell you do it, instant release clause that could be activated. He was right at the very end because they couldn't.
He was
get
injured
Nonto.
as well.
They went, because they couldn't get Nonto, the shithousers, and went for friggin' Harrison anyway, didn't they? So that's how Everton got him. And then literally a few days, that release clause window, I don't really know what the correct term is to use, I'm sorry, but and then obviously we were in the territory the last 2 weeks where any release clauses had to be met with a bit of that. Which is when I think, obviously, the Sinistera started kicking off, and also I think Adams went then to Bournemouth.
Yeah, Adams first and then Sinistera. Did anyone read? There was a bit of a screenshot of an article put out that Sinistera threatened legal action against the club if he didn't get his move. Did anyone else see that, or was that just me?
Yeah. Well, apparently so. Even Phil A mentioned as much. He said that obviously he was of the opinion that that Bournemouth had done basically they'd activated his release clause prior to this 2 week window or whatever, and the fact that Sinistera basically threw his teddy out, whatever you want to call it, and threatened the club with legal action should he be kept for the season in the Championship, which is why the club thought, right, well, you don't want anyone like that playing for your club or around your squad, do you? Let's be honest, fuck him. So I think the club thought the best option was to see you later.
I think for all parties, I think it was the best idea. If the players threatening legal action against you for you saying, well, you're our player, you're not going anywhere. Yeah. It's not that, like you said, it's just the toxic atmosphere you don't want around it.
It's like that Amiri. We absolutely dodged a bullet with him. If someone's come out and, made the effort to yes, no, then come over for, talks and all that sort of stuff. He's flown over from Germany. You don't want anyone like that. If you're not 100% sold on the project that is, Fark's project, whoever's project it is, the Leeds United project, there's only one place we want to be, and that's back, unfortunately, in the Premier League. I mean, it's shit. I mean, we haven't had a great time of it, but that's where our end destination is. That's where we all want to be. And if someone's not 100% in, then it's a no, isn't it?
Oh yeah, all day.
This is spot on, by the way. Sinny's made Willie was a dickhead, and Willie was out of order. Sinny's made him look like an angel.
Yeah.
But on the positive side of things, it's took a lot of heat off Willie, and I think that'll benefit us and him as a player.
Yeah, I know it's because he kicked up such a stink and he was out of the squad. I'm actually glad we kept Willie over Sinistera.
Yeah.
Like, Willie's only had one injury since he's been here. Sinistera's been, he missed 19 games last season. That's half a season.
He started 13 in the Premier League, a third of the season. Premier League he started.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you look at things like that, maybe he's done us a favour, because God knows he could take a little kick to the knee now on his debut and be out for 6 to 7, 8
I hope
weeks.
he does.
I hope he slips on ice or
Stands on Lego.
Stands on Lego, Stands on Lego.
I think I tweeted that I hope he jumps off a wardrobe onto a box of upturned plugs.
That's inventive, that, man.
Yeah.
You gotta keep that.
Who keeps a box of upturned plugs knocking about?
I don't know. I might have one. I could
Have
just
you?
sneak under it. No.
Box of plugs.
Well, everyone's got a random plug socket knocking about somewhere. Everyone's got a drawer of shit in the kitchen, haven't they? That's full of plugs that have, with cables clipped off and all that sort of bollocks. Yeah, everyone's got a shit drawer. Everyone's got a shit drawer in the kitchen, or whether it's your bedside table. Come on.
No.
No? Bottle
I've got one
openers
that's
and random
kick
screwdrivers and cork
batteries
pullers and batteries that are probably dead, fuses, all that sort of shit. Everyone's got all that sort of stuff in a drawer somewhere. Come on, Cal. Tape measure and shit. Come on, Cal.
Tape measure.
Fucking hell. You're not a proper
Air
bloke
bubbles
if
for
you
the
ain't got a
girls.
shit
Little shed out there I've got full of tools.
Shed,
So
you
it's
go, shed.
grand.
Shit shed.
Shit shed. Yeah.
Right.
Shit shed.
Richo's here. Hello, Richo. How do you feel about missing out on Nonto and getting injured Harrison?
Ooh. How long is he out for anyway? When
they got
does
a
he?
I think he's back after the international break.
Is he? He's predicted to make his debut. I saw someone saying, an Everton fan saying there about Harrison. They were like, "Oh, I can't wait to see Harrison whipping balls in the box from corners." And I was sitting there going,
I've seen that. You've obviously never seen him play.
Yeah. Did you not watch the Premier League over the last
Come
3 years?
on. Give him a
For
little
crying
bit
out
of
loud.
fucking slack, man. He was a bloody good player for us, Harrison.
Oh no,
Shit.
don't get me
Not the
wrong.
best. No, I want shit. Come on.
Shit.
You know.
When
I
he
know
was
we've been
consistent,
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe
Sometimes
shit.
maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. No, he was all right, wasn't he? Come on. You know,
Yeah,
so
he
I
was.
mean,
Look, he had a great touch.
West
There's no
Ham
denying.
games, Newcastle games stick out for me as he were absolutely phenomenal.
When he
You know,
was good, he
so-
was very good. But when he was
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
he was very shit.
Yeah,
Like proper
Yeah.
shit.
like he had more average games than he did great games,
yeah, absolutely.
I think. And fuck it. He was one of those players that was rarely injured as well, which is the funny thing that he's gone and got his move while injured. Like, but yeah. So best of luck with him, Rich.
What do you
Rich
reckon
up.
to Jaden Anthony? I mean, that's an absolute bargain for me. I mean, what a fantastic move by the club, by the way, who were pretty much held at gunpoint with this Cine bullshit and have managed to swindle a very good, very talented young right winger.
Yeah.
I mean, we're laughing at it really because Sinister has made a glass and cheese, so he's going to miss at most of the games, for Bournemouth, and yet we've got hopefully. No, I won't say it, but hopefully we'll see a fair bit of Jaden Anthony. And hopefully, his stats from the season when they were promoted are absolutely brilliant. I think he was third overall rated winger in the league. You can't sniff at that. It's
And especially when we were so expectant on losing Sinistera, but to be able to bargain with them and actually bring in a good championship level winger, I think we'd have been really, really pissed off had we let Sinistera go and not replaced him. But because we've replaced him,
he's
with
played
somebody
most of the games in Bournemouth as well.
Yeah.
started 3 out of 4 this season.
Exactly. So,
2 assists already.
Yeah, good player, man. Good player. And he's, you know what? If we can get a full season out of him, he will be more useful to us than Sinistera would.
I mean, you can't really knock at all the transfers and the way that the transfers have been handled, from the club. I mean, obviously, we had a shit storm at the start of the season, start of the window, when it were literally abandoned ship. All the lifeboats had been fucking taken and everything, and we were like, "Holy crap, we're absolutely screwed." But over the course of the last few weeks, those players that have decided to jump ship have been replaced by some good quality players. The obvious signings, and don't forget, the FARC was the obvious signing. We hadn't had Orta going to fucking, I don't know, Portugal or Argentina to get some randomer that, might have done well for one season in, their third tier. We've got an obvious choice in FARC. We've got obvious choices in Ampadu. We've got obvious choices. Bringing Sam Byram in at left back. I mean, it's an absolute masterstroke. It didn't cost us anything. You've got someone with experience who's a good player. Rodon, Pirro, that's an obvious choice. He's one of the best strikers in the league. Go buy him. Okay. We've never done that before. And then that's another conversation. But, these obvious choices, the things that it's like, is this the Leeds United that I know and love? What's happening? We don't do this sort of thing. This is not how we operate. Mm-hmm. So you can't.
Well, it's very. It's quite a nice position to be in when you've got all the doom and gloomers all over all social media saying, this isn't very aggressive. What the fuck's this about? We've not signed anybody. We get Ampadu in for 7 million, sell Adams for 25. Great business. Ampadu equal to, if not better, than Adams.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly got more to his game than Adams.
I think
said
so,
though, didn't I? And I think you probably agreed with me, Luke. Through the season, over the first couple of episodes that we did this, I will give my opinion at the end of the season when the transfer window is closed. That's when I will make my mind up. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I didn't start kicking off and say, "Oh, we're all."
I think it was only Jay, wasn't it? I'm done with this club. I've fucking had enough. I'm not reviewing next year. All that bollocks. Fuck off, Jay.
But
You visual little twat.
we were having a chat on Twitter about that while that was all happening, Luke, with Bryn, and he was saying how bad it was, and it's ruined the window, and we were trying to just say to him that you don't know what this means for us, what's coming our way. This could be a swap deal essentially. There could be anything, and
it's arguably the best window we've had.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say ever, because the Premier League days earlier on when we signed players were decent, but certainly the best championship transfer window we've ever had. We've signed championship quality players, forward / Premier League quality players. The cream of the championship in Ampadu, in Jed Spence, in Rodon, in Pirro, and we've got a real opportunity here to make a mark. I just think we're in a position now where we've been through a massive transition throughout the summer. This break is going to be absolutely ideal and a perfect opportunity for us to actually react and actually work on a lot of things that actually we're going to take into the game away at Millwall.
Would you chaps go as far to say, and I did tweet this, that we have now a better squad than we did last season?
Yeah. For players that actually want to be here and play with the shirt.
Including the management and the staff and everything. Yeah.
Jesse Marsh.
Even just players. You can split them up, even players or management. Yeah. I just feel a lot more confident in this lot. Yeah, absolutely. Even the ownership,
I feel more secure.
Yeah.
Feel more secure, don't you? Like before, it was like you felt like we were rattling around a little bit and gurgling around the plug hole, and now it's just we just feel it arcs back to under Radz's initial regime when he came in and he bought Ellen Road, and they were doing the right things, but obviously put too much trust in Orta, and it kind of all folded in on itself and went to absolute rat shit. But in that initial period, it were a great time to be a Leeds fan. It were fantastic, and as much as it's been shit over the last couple of seasons, those first few seasons and that first season in Premier League, were just brilliant on it. It was just great, and hopefully now we can kind of crack on now and get some of that feeling back, that positive vibe, because it is quite posive now. I mean, the atmosphere is not brilliant.
It's not.
It will kick on
better. Couple of wins and it'll kick on.
Like we said earlier, lads, there's a lot to be positive about and a lot to look forward to. So, the main thing is just carry on doing what we're doing as a squad, and if Fark continues to implement exactly what he wants, then I can't see anything other than a good kind of challenge this year, whether that be, in some people's opinions, top 6, others top 2. I think we've got a good chance of actually challenging if Fark.
Certainly, when you look at the other results, Leicester getting beat regularly, and Sunderland smashing Southampton. This league's wide open, isn't it? Like the Championship always has been. There should have been 3 teams that come down. Those 3 teams with the squad that we had when we came down, and the fact that we would manage to keep. And similar for Leicester and for Southampton, the players they've signed, and I know they've lost a couple of their key players, 3 of their key players of Southampton, but they still should be beating these teams. They shouldn't be getting tonked by Sunderland who've been promoted and stuff like that. It's just a mental league, and I'm all for it. I said to one of my mates the other day at the football, I said, I would rather be in a league that's competitive and we think we've got a chance of winning it and being up there. Than be in a Premier League and just basically just right off the top 6 every year, and then just be fighting to be one of the other 14. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard work.
Right? No, I was going to say I totally agree with you, but what I was saying is it's funny. I work with quite a lot of Huddersfield fans, and I remember when they'd come down or whatever, and obviously the year after was our promotion season, but they came back and they said the Premier League is shit. And we're like, yeah, it's because you were crap and it's because you were relegated and this, that, and other. And then we got a little bit of a taste of reality of what the Premier League is like, not looking at it from afar, but actually being fully engrossed in the Premier League and what it's all about. And like you've just said, it's shit in it. Unless you've got an absolute shit ton of cash, you can bloody buy your way to the frigging top, and it's getting all the decisions, whether it be VAR or referees or whatever. It's just crap. I mean, it was such a miserable existence, wasn't it? We never really saw. I mean, obviously it was COVID central, wasn't it? So we never got to see our good season in the Premier League. Some lucky sods did it the last game of the season. But, we've never actually seen that great football that Bielsa played. Luke Ayling's goal was the last brilliant bit of football I ever saw live. The rest of it's just been absolute dog shit up until now. It's and just we all want to go back to the Premier League, but then again, it's just like,
I've said
once you get there,
yeah.
The Holy Grail isn't that holy, is it? Let's be honest.
It's not. No.
It's the money, and it's the epitome. It's the pinnacle of football, but it's just so cleansed and shit, and the stadiums you visit are crap, and they're just so the
soulless balls of entitled arseholes.
It's not nice. It's not a nice place. But ultimately, the club wouldn't be where it is now had we not been in the Premier League. We'd probably still be mid-table bantering around. Do you know what I mean? But we wouldn't have one of the strongest squads in the league this season, because the only reason we can afford to do that is because we've been in the Premier League. Now, I'm not saying that I want to be in the Championship forever, but I'd rather be in a league where we're going to be competitive. And if the 49ers, if we do get promoted, can't take us to that next level, we're going to be in a similar position again in another 2 or 3 years' time of being up there. We're just going to end up down here again with a good squad. And I don't want to be a yo-yo side. I want to be either good enough to compete and trying to get into Europe in the Premier League. I don't want to be a mid-table. I don't want to be a Wolves or a fucking, Everton. I know Everton are a bit shit these days, but these teams play in that Premier League every season. And Spurs even have won fuck all for years and years and years. They just play football week in, week out. The League Cup. It's hard work. Anyway, Cal, sorry, I've just got a few comments quickly before you want to go on to. I know we've got a couple of other bits. That's all. Alison, Cryptic Mystic Megia, still a few behind the scenes should be gone. I'm suggesting that's at the club. Alison, who should be gone?
Costa.
Please let us know. Costa.
Shelley, now the window's shut, I hope we get an interview from Parag to go through it all. That'd be quite nice. I think it'd be a nice touch.
Explaining how going difficult... on the square ball?
He's cancelled it a couple of times, hasn't he? Yeah, he's cancelled it a couple of times. But yeah, that is the plan, I think. Mr. Dodo, welcome. Seeing people do nothing but fucking moan about how shit everything apparently is made me not want to watch Leeds content. Well, you're in the right place, because we're a bunch of happy clappers now at the minute.
And we don't know what we're talking about, which probably makes it a little bit easier for everyone else.
A bit more bearable, doesn't it? Yeah. Shelley again. When's Helder Costa going? There's only a week left of the Saudi window. Apparently, I forgot it was even still here. If I'm honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good thing though, because he's not kicking up a stink, and you're not hearing about it. He's going about his business quietly, like a professional should do.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not going to be
fair play to the bloke. No, he ain't, but he'd be a good free agent for someone. Costa.
Yeah.
Johnny Brown, Championship is the hardest league in the world. It's definitely the most competitive in it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's the 5th most watched league in Europe, so that says it all, really.
In the world, isn't it?
But of the European leagues, it's the 5th most watched European league.
Okay. Mr. Dodo, finally, the season starts with Millwall for me. Past few games of pre-season. That's a good way of looking at it, I suppose.
Yeah, I think so.
We've got a squad in shape now. Got a bit of a break, bit of time with the squad, and we could start kicking on with from Millwall, Millwall away, which is a week on Sunday, I think, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, you're going, sure.
Yeah, I got tickets for that one, mate. But it is also my daughter's birthday, so I'm my youngest. I don't know.
Bring her.
I mean, she'll have plenty more birthdays. Will there be many more times when we can go get her heads kicked in at Millwall? Do you know what I mean?
You got to weigh up these options, man. It's a big decision.
I don't know. Maybe I'll put a poll up. Should I go or should I stay? Should I go?
Should I
go? That's it for the comments, mate.
Yeah. So no worries. So now what we'll do is we'll go on to this tweet that was put out earlier of all the free agents that are knocking about at the moment, and just put in the comments who you think maybe we should potentially go after, perhaps.
Phil Jones. Fuck.
Tuanzebe is on there. See, I got that right. Phil Jones. Would anyone take Phil Jones? Even if it's just for photos, like he's, his face. It's hilarious.
Why would you want to tarnish our beautiful strip with that ugly fucking vase-like features that he's got?
That's true. That is true. Danny Rose, anybody?
Nope.
Anybody?
left back. Is
not
it?
on the money. Those three players. I think probably Bertrand of those three. I probably would take a look at, but I think the money he'd be on would be just fucking stupid. The money.
Kieran Clark. What he at Town?
Villa.
Huddersfield him. What he at Villa? But what he at Town before? Kieran Clark.
I don't think so. No,
Maybe not. I don't know.
was it Newcastle he was at before?
Yes, and then did he go to Villa? Did they spend a fortune on him? Didn't they?
Yeah, he went from Newcastle to Villa, didn't he?
Yeah, I wouldn't take any of those defenders other than Bertrand, possibly if he would come on sensible money.
Yeah, that's kind of ends that debate there, really, doesn't it? So not even Danny Rose for sentimental value, no. And then we've got midfielders and forwards here.
Josh Onomer, was he from didn't he have a really good season at QPR in the Championship?
Did he?
Still with us, Smarty?
Yeah, I'm just looking at transfer market for some more names, but yeah. Crack on.
Josh Onomer, didn't he have a really good season that year at QPR? Was it QPR?
I'm not quite sure, was it? Would you take Snodgrass back for a bit of crack?
Nope.
Wand of a left foot, though.
But he's past it, innit?
Yeah.
And
Like me and you turning up, Carl. Fucking hell.
Well, sure, look, couldn't do any worse.
Danny Drinkwater, 35 million Chelsea paid for him from Leicester the year after they won the league, and he's now a free agent. He's probably early, mid-30s, 33, 34 maybe.
Would he do a job, would he?
But I think somebody like that wouldn't be bad. But
He's
I
never
just
played
don't
that
think...
kind of not high pressing, but that kind of style where he's running around like a blue ass fly, is he though? You know, and to kind of integrate him into Fark's style now. Not that anyone can see me because I'm currently blocked out. But,
Sorry, dude.
No, it's all right. It's fine. But yeah, I just don't think he'd be able to suit the style. It'd be like bringing Pablo Hernandez back, wouldn't it? Running around, watching his knees turn to dust on field. You know, it's
Christ, poor Pablo.
you know. Yeah.
So then we've got forwards here. Andre Ayew. Anyone? El Ghazi?
El
Ayew's
Ghazi
a good player. El Ghazi's good player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ayew.
Gary Medine. Connor Wickham. Shane Long.
Junior
Jesus
Hoylett.
Christ. Chris
Do you remember
Martin,
when? Do you remember when? Fucking God, wasn't Blackwell, was it? It was Warnock signed Connor Wickham. We signed him as this prospective striker on loan.
No, it was
left wing.
McDermott. It was McDermott.
Yeah.
Was it
signed him.
McDermott?
Yeah, McDermott signed him because he had Jack Butland in Stick as well. He sat.
And he was
Fat
signed as
Paddy
a
after
striker. We played him on the left midfield of the left midfield four.
Yeah. Man, like
He was a good player though, Connor Wickham, wasn't he?
He done all right when he went to Palace there, wasn't he? He was banging in the goals.
Did he go to Sunderland as well? He went to Sunderland briefly, didn't he?
He
That
came
way
from
got
Sunderland,
quite
didn't
a bad. Yeah, I think he got quite a bad injury, didn't he? Which is why you've never seen him since. But he was doing all right at Sunderland.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's some good players in there in that list. But do any of them suit the style, or any of them are that kind of youngish category?
Well, like Luke said there, I think the only one there that would probably be able to fit in, but he'd be on stupid money, would be Ryan Bertrand.
Yeah,
El
but
Ghazi
stupid
as well,
money.
I
He ain't got a frigging club, has he?
Yeah, but he's
So
still got to have high expectations.
That's where Parag, the king of contracts, comes in and says, "Listen here, we'll give you a bag of fucking Space Raiders and a toffee crisp, and you'll like it." You know.
Yeah. Who's come in with this one? Jay Michaels. Isn't Juan Mata a free agent? If so, would be a good shout for a
He's moved abroad now, hasn't he?
contract.
Do you want Mata?
Didn't he go back to Spain?
Yeah, he did go back.
Takes Juan to know Juan.
Juan Mata.
So,
Vissel Club.
Liam says Shane Long is backup. It'd be kind of like getting
time a bit with them, aren't we?
Yeah, it'd be kind of like getting Danny
It's like
Ings,
a dream list of shit players, like you say, crocked players. Oh, he'd be good. It'd be like James Milner. Would you bring James Milner back into the team? Actually, that's not a good example. That's not a good example because
everyone would say yes.
Because he's actually a decent player and he's still got it. But most of them that get thrown around a little bit have just completely passed it out there and they're just kind of clinging on for dear life.
These lot were decent championship players in like 5-10 years ago. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Their contracts have run down for a reason.
Yeah.
The clubs don't want them for a reason. There's, as I said, there's one or two on there to take a look at in terms of
Oh, you
short-term
El Ghazi.
contract, maybe until the end of the season, pay as you play. But they're not going to come for that because they'll likely be able to go, to Saudi or Qatar or China or somewhere, USA even on a a couple of year deal.
Wow.
Wickham's
Connor
at
Wickham's
Forest Green
at
Rovers
Forest
now.
Green
So
Rovers.
yeah, we missed out on that
People
one. Lads.
saying Lingard, yeah. We had a couple of
I
people
saw that.
saying Lingard on Berardi and Coke. Fucking hell. Nearly got banned for life. Can't be
Really?
saying that shit.
I saw that. I saw that on Twitter today about Lingard. I was like, no.
Picture it now, though, scoring the winner against Huddersfield, coming down to the south stand corner flag and doing his fucking silly little dances and that.
If I had a frigging one of them bloody vapes, I'd be throwing that at him. Never mind anyone else.
That's it, isn't it? Yeah. Do we have any anything to announce or anything like that?
Oh shit! I haven't added it in yet, but yeah, there is something to add. But yeah, keep talking about something else for the next couple of minutes because I completely forgot.
As always, we're very, very much prepared. It's not a technical fault this time or technical difficulties. It's just lack of preparation, I think. Was it failed
We
prepared?
haven't had any technical difficulties because we haven't had Jay on. So there's been no technical difficulties.
Like the IT
Fuck
boys.
That guy. Fuck that guy.
Have you
I'd
tried
be
turning it
interested
on and
because we're such an international podcast. How many people or where people are actually from in the comments? Because we keep getting people from here, there, and everywhere. I think I would dare say that the majority are UK based. But if you are from the US of A or Australia or whatever, let us know in the comments because I'm interested.
Quite a few Irish. We get quite a few Irish.
Yeah, we get. Yeah, well, yeah. Sorry, I think Britain, Ireland, that kind of thing. I think we're pretty much
It's
there
not the
now.
same, mate. Don't start offending people.
No,
Yeah,
that's why I said.
come on,
That's why I said
come on.
Britain and Ireland.
Yeah.
Republic
that's
of
it,
Ireland,
mate.
should I say?
There you go.
Tom
That's the
Brown
one.
from Leeds.
Costa del Leeds.
Nice.
Good job.
Kirkstall, here we go.
Kirkstall.
Kirkstall. Yeah,
Middle
international
of nowhere,
podcast.
North Yorkshire from coleslaw and toast.
Middle of nowhere, North Yorkshire.
That actually sounds all right.
Lake
Coleslaw and
District.
toast.
District.
Ooh, he is a top banana.
Top banana on the Lake District.
Very nice.
Third World of Hull. Yeah, Johnny.
Yeah.
Ansley.
JB. Bondley.
Whoa.
Come on,
Oh,
Bondley.
yes. One of my own. Here, look.
Look at you. You've made
There he
us
is.
night,
Ellie's
Andy.
from Meanwood.
Here we go.
My mate, one of my good mates from Meanwood. Scarbados. Good
Nice.
shout. From Nottingley that lives in Birmingham.
Nice.
Notla. I'm glad you got
Notla.
that. Is that
Ah,
what
well,
Family
played
Leeds,
be there a
to be
few
exact.
times at Rockware, Dave. You'll know Nottingley Rockware, dirty bastards.
Not far from me, Tom Brown.
Donegal.
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 Donegal, yeah.
Donegal. Is that Ireland?
Liam, can you confirm, is there still a scuba diving school in North Donegal called Muff Diving School?
No.
Can you confirm that? There's a place called Muff in North
Did they do
Donegal,
courses?
and they do. Apparently, there's a scuba diving school called Muff Diving School.
Excellent.
So,
Excellent.
if you can confirm or deny. County Armagh.
Nice.
How are you, Alison?
Hey, I like this. I like everyone telling me where they're from. Bramley, Scott Hall, Rotherham, Rotherham,
Russ.
From Rov.
Donegal, County Armagh. Craig,
What a-
is that Craig? Craig
I mean, I know Alison's from
Craigavon.
from
Craigavon.
Craigavon.
Is that Northern Ireland? That Carl, isn't
Yeah.
it? County
No, is it?
It is. Yeah.
Oh, sit down.
Steady. It's fucking steady. Don't want to be upsetting folk.
No, that's it.
Lord leads us from Twitter.
Lord leads us from Twitter. He is. Bless him.
Come on.
Paul, born in Dewsbury.
Oh, here we
lived in East
go.
Hardley,
Born
now
in
the North East.
Dewsbury.
Lived in East
Dewsbury.
Hardley, no, in East.
That's where I'm
Yeah,
from. Is
well,
Dewsbury.
Muff diving school, no way. Right, I've managed to get that branding. So just very quickly, we didn't have a auto no bitter between us, so somebody sent one in for us. Somebody who couldn't join us tonight. However, they did manage to send in this.
Auto no bitter with Rachel Adedeji.
Dealing, getting about human rights wearing a rainbow armband and rainbow laces, pretending to be an advocate for gay rights, giant, thick as fuck hypocrite, today said the words, all I've ever tried to do is help. When I've been asking for help, I've gone above and beyond to help. I've worn the laces, I've worn the armband. He's moved to play football in a country where same-sex sexual activity is illegal. He has not ruled out wearing rainbow laces there, but wants to be respectful. This is to play for a club that grayed out the videos of him to mark the rainbow armband he was wearing. He also said, people can believe me or not, but in my life and my career, money has never been a motivation, ever. So in saying he's not going for the money, presumably he thinks that sport washing and ignoring human rights and pissing all over the beliefs he pretended to portray before this move is the benefit he's offering. As part of the same Athletic interview, he says what they saw at the Qatar World Cup was totally different to the stories that had been reported. Those reported stories were off the back of work done by Amnesty International. So he believes that his lived experience, being put up in 7-star fucking hotels and transported in cavalcades of luxury fucking vehicles, in some way gives him insight to the abject working conditions of a conscripted, shipped, enslaved workforce with a significant death rate, and therefore that he's able to leverage his position to undermine the work done by Amnesty International. Ultimately, when you get right down to it, he may have been the first professional sportsperson in history where saying, yeah, I did it for the money, makes things better and not worse. What that means is he's a giant fucking liar on top of being a giant fucking hypocrite. And he's a...
Go on, Gilly, you mad fucker, yeah.
I wonder what that last word was. Person. I think it was person. Or footballer, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. He needs to get a new doorbell, doesn't he? That doorbell.
It does, yeah. I think his pizza had just been delivered. Hey, doesn't he look weird with a bald head and a bald beard?
A bald beard?
Doesn't he look... Just
He's got no
bald.
He looks completely different, like a different human.
He's fucking bald, isn't he?
It was well received, was that, Gilly? And yeah, absolutely right.
Absolutely.
Look, you cannot claim to be an advocate for women's rights and you know, LGBTQ and whatever ever letters go after that these days. Mr. Dodo says he looks like a thumb. But yeah, it's just all wrong, innit? And he knows that. He said he's gone to fucking set his family up for life. If he couldn't set his family up for life, play for 10 years for Liverpool, there's something up. Do you know what I mean?
They're all hypocrites, though. Even the commentators and people that have decided to take a big lump of cash and go over and commentate on the World Cup when it went over there, they're all the same. As soon as someone flashes a few 20s in front of your eyeballs and people just completely forget all the morals and just think, actually, I can make a few bob or two here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Surprising how many people are that way inclined, but
it says a lot about a person, doesn't it? Really, so. But anyway,
I've just got one starred comment just to go through, get your opinions on this one from Coleslaw and Toast. My ought to know bitter is Match of the Day highlight. I can't believe you watch Match of the Day still. To be honest,
don't watch it anymore.
Highlighting goals from the Saudi League when EFL and grassroots and even the women's game should do with being highlighted. 100,000,000%. Totally with you there. The women do not get enough exposure. And I think it's criminal, really, to say how well the English women do, and other nationalities as well. But obviously we're English based, so to not actually do anything or dedicate a period of time on the TV for them is just criminal. And there's some really really good. I mean, James, is it Lauren James? She's just an incredible footballer. She's fantastic, really good to watch. And there are a lot of talented women out there that are, doing absolute things. And to be fair, I mean, the World Cup and stuff, when it's on an international stage, they are doing a lot for the women's game, but we could do more. The BBC could do more for the women's game by promoting that sort of stuff on a channel like Match of the Day when there's a lot of, that sort of content getting put on there.
Wider audience.
Exactly. So, they need to do more for that. 100%.
The thing is, as well, to say that they're not pushing it, like you were saying there, Smarty, on Match of the Day, they're European champions at international level, like.
It's mad, isn't it?
I mean, Carl, you used to coach women, didn't you?
Yeah.
And at football.
Yeah. I did, yeah. And the game is coming along so much, so quickly, like at the moment, that it'd nearly be. It is a massive disrespect that they're not getting more coverage. Like you said, if there was BBC on there and they had no men's football to show it like that. I think someone will come in the comments. I think they have like a women's football show, but if there's a space on the prime time slot where the men's game would normally be shown, and that it's not on. Give it to the women. Give them that
It's not
prime
good enough,
time
is it?
slot.
Like you say. Sky Sports promote it. You know, I was always forever getting confused when I used to get Arsenal have beaten such and such like 7-1. I was like, what the fuck? Oh, it's women's. But, you know, Sky Sports are promoting it. We're getting notifications for it, but no one's decided to, show anything on TV. You know, there's no video clips. You have to physically go and find them yourself, and it's just not good enough.
It's not pushed.
In today's day and age, they need to be more. They need to do better. But
it's ironic, really, because when Rad's bought Leeds, he brought back in the women's team to Leeds, and as soon as he bought Sampdoria, he disbanded the women's team, and they are no more. I just wanted to go back to this. I found a website for it. There you go. Muff Diving Club in Muff, Ireland. So there you go. Website address there.
I reckon we should
What
all
are
go.
the prerequisites to join this club?
You have to be able to scuba dive.
All right, I'm out then. I have actually done it once.
To bring your own mask as well.
Terrifying.
Yeah,
Bring your own snorkel, lads.
Like Jay off in between. Tell me you love me. I've just got a little thing on the women before we go on to the final closing.
Yeah.
Karen Carney, when after the World Cup, was mentioning about brands have got to do a better job to split the money. She was comparing it to the men's game. Now I don't necessarily agree. I mean, I think there should be more money in women's football, but my argument, I suppose, and my gripe with her mentioning the men's game, I suppose, is whilst ever you continue to compare the two, there's always going to be there's always going to be a sort of it's not going to help increase exposure, is what I'm trying to say. I think let the women's game grow organically the way it is, because it's getting bigger on its own without the help of, without having to say. I know England have now agreed to pay the women in equal share. Is that right? At
international level, yeah.
At international level, but let it continue to grow organically and let it do its thing instead of trying to compare it to the men's. It's never going to be the men's game. The men are always going to be a bit stronger and a bit faster and whatever else. It's never going to be the same. But there's a real interest now in women's football across the nation because they've done so well. Let them have that and keep it though, because that's the only way it's going to become more investable popular. And popular and everything else. So that's it really.
It's just that the sponsorship isn't there to pay them anywhere near the wages that the men want. But the sponsorship isn't there because it's not getting, like we were saying, it's not getting the exposure that they rightly deserve at the moment. You know what I mean? So it's like you want to see it do well, but then when there's no one willing it on and pumping money into it, then how can it, but the only good way to go about it now is, like you were saying, Luke, is just grow it organically and see what happens. That's it.
I think it'll get there. Eventually.
It would, of course. Absolutely. In terms of wages, they're in the 80s for where men's wages were,
and the Leeds women are unbeaten this season, by the way, I believe.
Yeah.
Albeit not in the Women's Super League, but in their respective league.
To be fair, it's tough to get out of that league. Only one promotion, only the league winners go up. So it's a tough old league to get out of, and Newcastle ran away with it last year as well. So hopefully they can go one better this year and get promoted. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Any other business, lads?
Just Smarty's last bit, I think. Oh yeah, Andy's Man Club stuff. So there was a snooker night at Northern Snooker Centre in Kirkstone Road, but that's now been cancelled. That was scheduled for Friday the 8th. So if you were going to go, then don't bloody bother.
Still go and have a nice time on your own.
Oh, well, you can go and have a nice time, but obviously the Andy's Man Club's out up there. There were no tea and biscuits. You do whatever you want. You're all free and easy people.
No spread on.
Sunday the 10th, there's no spread. There's no fat on.
No mucky fat sandwiches.
Mucky fat sandwiches. There you go. No beef paste. Sunday the 10th, Barber Club at W2 Barbers on Easterly Road. Get your haircut or just come for a chat. All proceeds going to Andy's Man Club. Sunday the 24th is the walk and talk at Roundhay Park outside the Lake Cafe for 11 o'clock. That's usually a good place to meet. You're not trapped in a room together. You're all having a walk, and if you just want to go for a bit of a trudge around without your missus and stuff, lads, get out there. I might even go myself. That and obviously the usual Monday nights when they do the local support groups and all that sort of stuff in your local area. If you don't know where they are, Google them and have a look. Check out their social media channels. They'll give you all the stuff that you need to know.
Thanks very much, Smarty Man. Luke, any final words?
No, not really, mate. Thanks everyone for joining in. We won't be here for a B&C this week, so it's going to be another main pod next Tuesday. I presume there's not a lot to talk to between now and then. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining in the comments tonight as well. Been really busy actually the comments. So yeah, thanks for some really good chat.
Good interactions.
Yeah, thanks very much, folks, for joining us tonight. And like Luke said, it'll be another main pod next week. No B&C. So hopefully, I'm sure we'll dig up something to talk about next week. You know what I mean? There'll be
we'll have the week after the game and stuff, won't they?
Yeah, there'll be the build up to the game and
7 days is a long time in the life of Leeds United. Anything could happen.
Yeah, well, this is also very true, man. Yeah. So look,
hopefully we can get some proper interviews and stuff from the LUTV and that from our new signings and stuff. Maybe something to look forward to.
Jayden Anthony was very upbeat in his interview. So yeah,
once they remove the gaffer tape and shackles.
So yeah, thanks a million for joining us. We'll catch you next week. Keep an eye on the socials for any announcements that might pop up. Take care.
See ya.